Welcome back to Harrelson Trumpets. I'm Jason, and today we are going to be looking at two new trumpets. One is another garage sale horn. Now, I'm pretty much done with garage sale horns. I don't know that we're going to have any more for another year or two, or maybe ever. So this might be the last one you see, unless I find some more parts somewhere and have the time to put one together. And then we're also looking at a really nice brand new Summit One. And I should say both of these horns are very nice, but very contrasting setups and instruments. Because the Summit One is a VPS Summit One. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's one of the nicest horns that we have. And then the garage sale horn, even though it's a very, very nice horn, it is a garage sale horn. But it's made with Summit One bracing. So let's look at that one first. That is this trumpet right here. And this is a lead pipe H1, so it's a drawn lead pipe rather than machined. It has the VGR system on it with a 3/4 inch receiver, and it has a set of the Summit One braces on this one. So check that out. I've never done anything like this before, and I'll explain to you why I did do it. And it has, get this, a Bach Omega or TR200 bell. And it's kind of starting to focus there. A round tuning slide, Amato water keys, and top and bottom caps are 1/2 inch. It's got our solid lightest finger buttons. They're not exactly lightweight, but they're the lightest ones that we offer. And what else? The third slide screw stop. And this is an interesting horn because we've never done anything like this. It also has the ergonomic finger rings. I'm going to point out what is brand new on this horn and what is used or was originally either defective or didn't pass inspection. So first off, this bell. I bought this Bach Omega bell thinking I would use it on the Muse system so people could try Bach bells on the Muse. Well, when I got this one in, it was advertised as like perfect condition. It wasn't perfect condition. Someone had pulled it off of a horn and they had repaired the bell, and there is definitely evidence of repair on this bell all throughout. And I wasn't too happy about that, but I didn't spend a lot. It was probably $100. And I thought, well, we'll keep this bell around. And of course, the bell actually plays just fine, even though it's been repaired, but it's not great looking. And that is the reason this horn is not a $6,000 horn. Is because of this bell. If I put any other bell on there, we could sell this horn for probably a lot more, like 50, 60, 70% more than we're gonna sell it for. And everything else on this is brand new. Pretty much everything else we made except for the bell. This set of bracing, the Summit One bracing, was also an old series, and it had slight defects. If you look closely, it says Summit One Midnight. Well, we didn't offer the Summit One Midnight for very long. We actually offered it for a long time, but we didn't make many. And I think we only made 1 or 2 Summit One Midnights. And what that meant was we had the Midnight model with the really big number 8 bell and a huge lead pipe, and it was normally the Summit Midnight. And we made a fair number of those, maybe like 10 or 20. And then the Summit One Midnight, I believe we only got 1 or 2 orders for ever. And then this brace just sat in a drawer for years. And then the other brace on the other side was slightly defective. Now you'll never find the defect on it because I actually removed it. But because of that, it ended up on this horn. The top and bottom caps did not pass inspection. I sanded them and finished them, and now they're perfect. But they were not something we were going to use again on another horn. The finger rings were brand new. Nothing was wrong with those. The VGR receiver, the receiver itself was fine. The mount was one that did not pass inspection. And that's simply because you can see the little step here. That's all it was. And then it looks like everything else passed inspection. So that's essentially what's going on with this horn. You're essentially getting a cross between, I guess, a Bach bell with the Harrelson technology, the VGR system, so you can adjust flexibility, slotting, airflow, impedance, so you can match your impedance to get maximum bell resonance. That's the big reason to buy Harrelson, that and the efficiency. You're also getting the very high efficiency bracing, which improves the way the horn plays. And it is marked under here, I should say this, GS11, stamped on there. And on the other side, it does have Denver, USA on the Summit One bracing. So a very unusual instrument. If you love the Summit One bracing, you've always wanted a horn that has that, and you couldn't afford a $7,000 Summit One back when they were offered, now they'd be like $8,000, then this might be the horn for you. It's not a heavy horn. If you want to lighten it up more, you could change the top and bottom caps to even lighter bottom caps. And let me play it for you. I'll start with Spectratone Blue. So these are my first notes on this horn ever. On Spectratone Blue, it's a nice, really big, warm sound. Let's move to Spectratone Yellow. Obviously, a lot more presence there, and more of the upper overtones. It feels and sounds just fine. I haven't even put an insert in this. Yeah, it feels very nice, and I'm kind of surprised it plays that well without an insert. So that is the GS11, the Garage Sale 11 horn. And like I said, it might be the last garage sale horn you see for a very long time. I don't know what else to say about it. Oh, I know what else. We're going to offer this on our website for 1 week. If it does not sell within that 1 week, we are going to move it into showroom inventory, which means it will not be available to purchase online. All right, let's move on to the Summit One. This is a true Summit One. And this one has a special tuning slide in it, which is the all-seeing eye. It's like an Egyptian hieroglyph. And I'll give you the backstory on that. About, let's see, what year is it now? 2023. So maybe around 13, 14 years ago, someone commissioned a custom trumpet that had all different Egyptian symbols in it. And it was not bell trumpet. If you look on my galleries on my website, you will see this trumpet somewhere on there. You know, there's thousands and thousands of photos, but you can see the original that had this all-seeing eye in it. Now, when we build custom tuning slides like that, we almost always build two, because there's a fair chance in doing all the work that something could go wrong, and we want to make sure you get your trumpet on time. So when I do a custom build, I may make two of them. If you say, hey Jason, I want to make sure no one ever gets that second tuning slide, you can ask me to destroy it, and I will. But most people don't care. So here we are, 10, 15 years later, and now I am selling the second tuning slide because I had a bunch of these different tuning slides in drawers. So this one I tried to make very unique. It's obviously very different from the original trumpet because it only has that tuning slide as kind of a reminder of the other one. And otherwise, it's just a really nice Summit One. This is a lead pipe 4, bell 10, which means it's going to be a really big, broad-sounding horn. It can fit in all genres, but essentially it was designed to be bigger and warmer than a standard trumpet you'd find from a production model, and like from Bach, Yamaha, anybody else. And what I did is I combined the Summit One bracing and fingerings with the faceted sculpting that I do. So I faceted by hand the bottom caps. Check those out. Let's see if it'll focus. There we go. So I faceted those bottom caps by hand. And I love doing the faceting because it's just so much fun and it looks so cool. And then I did the top caps as well. And then I combined that faceting with Delrin finger button bases and Delrin stems And of course the Delrin on the water keys, the Saturn water keys matches. And then an acoustic armor third slide screw. So that's what that you see there. And that way we have this kind of black theme going along with the brass. And of course, because it has the VGR and the SWE lead pipe, it's high efficiency, and you can adjust everything just like most of our horns. And there's that all-seeing eye. And this just turned out to be a really beautiful horn. So again, I'm only going to offer this one online for the next week. After that time, if you don't purchase this horn, it's going to go into our showroom inventory, and you're going to see that happen a lot more often, because we really want the showroom to be full of horns so you can come visit us, try the instruments on the wall, and then choose one and take it home. And if you decide to do that, you could have your name or something custom engraved in it. You could choose finger button inlays. So there are modifications you could do while you're here, and we can do those things within usually an hour to be able to make that horn personalized to you. So, also I should mention, the water key is on the second slide. I do that sometimes because it's easier to use. A lot of you say, wow, that's super weird, I would never do that. Well, after you've tried it, you might actually do it. You push all three valves down, you push the water key with your thumb, and if you tilt your bell up, the water is going to seep, it's basically going to drain from the tuning slide into here. It'll even drain from the third slide into here, and you can empty it all out if you tilt just like that. And that's something that I've done for many years. So that's why I do it. And on this one, I just didn't want to detract from the really nice looking tuning slide. So that's another reason I do this. Let's start with Spectratone Yellow today on this one. And this one, of course, Spectratone Yellow is brighter. Wow, it is very, very easy to play. I feel like I just put no effort into that. It's very, very easy. Much easier than the GS11 and most of our horns in here today. We do have a couple other Summit series in here, I think 2. So we have a Summit lead and we have a Summit Illusion in stock. And this definitely plays way easier than those. Let's try the Spectratone Blue. Now that gives it more body, but not as much brilliance. All right, nice. So that is, I'm not going to play a lot on it, but I just want you to get an idea of what it sounds like and how it feels. And that's always open to my interpretation. But in comparison to most of my horns, this is definitely on the high end of playability. It's very easy to play. And it feels very nice in the hands. And I have to say, all those faceted parts really just add an awesome flair to this horn. I don't remember the last time I faceted the mod kit like that, but it turned out really nice. I'm like hypercritical of my own work, but I feel like this one did turn out just amazing. I should probably make myself a horn that has some of these features. So this is the Summit 1. Now, a lot of you know already the Summit 1 was limited to 100 pieces. Technically, there were like 10 or 15 sets of braces left. So I only made like 85 to 90. I could count and see how many there were. But essentially, I have the remaining of the limited edition in parts remaining in my drawers. And this is one of those. So this is a true Summit 1. It's not made with like extra parts or anything like that. The limited edition is 100, and technically we've never made all 100. And I did that intentionally because I wanted to release the last 10 or 15 very gradually and let you guys see what new things could come out in this series just to make it more fun. So this is a true part of that limited edition series, and next week we'll have another one, and it's a lot of fun to release those again, but that will be the last of the limited edition series. They used to sell for like between $6,000 and $7,000 many years ago. Because of inflation and just the cost of doing business has gone up so much, they are more expensive now. So a horn like this with custom artwork on it is in the $9,000 to $10,000 range. If you buy this the first week, obviously you'll see there's going to be a discount on there. And if you come into our showroom, if it's still here, then we'll probably offer a little bit of a discount as well. But really this horn is going to maintain its value as long as you keep it in excellent condition. And that reminds me, I'll be filming another video in the near future, helping you guys understand how to care for raw brass so that you can keep it looking like brand new for as long as you own the horn. And it's very simple to do. You don't have to spend a lot of money or do anything really difficult to keep our raw brass horns looking brand new. Or you can allow them to patina. And here's a 10-year-old Summit trumpet that has patinaed, and they do look a little bit different. But those patina horns, the ones that have tarnished, they can be brought back to the original state, just like this, with about an hour or two of brushing. So thank you again for watching. I hope that you enjoyed these horns. Remember to subscribe, and keep in mind that this fall I will be reintroducing my mouthpiece reviews. I have over 500 new mouthpieces that I will be reviewing. That's a lot, that's a really big number, but you're gonna get to see me scan them, measure all the dimensions, log them into our profile spreadsheet, because we keep track of every single mouthpiece we ever measure, so we have thousands. And then we'll play them, and I'll even sell a lot of those mouthpieces because they're not gonna remain in our collection. We are keeping the rarest mouthpieces here, but the rest we will sell. So watch for that video series, and thanks again. I'll see you next time.